This is primetime Poulton, keep it entertaining. You already know when outworking everybody and he don't ever quit. Talking about plenty comics like Graveyard Shift, Sea Dogs, Fighting Wolf, U.S. Assassin, doing just what he loves. This is his passion. Bring more value to your dollar. No, I'm not fronting. That's how just a writer became a moral compass. This is primetime Poulton. This is primetime Poulton. Let's go. It's all about the boom. TMC, baby. It's all about the boom. Cowboy Phil, baby. Hit him with the body slam, elbow drop. TMC, Cowboy Phil, laid pot guys. What you see in the ring are two monsters. Energy of a king and of a rock star. Yeah, drop kick, probably make your heart stop. You ain't ready, super scary, and they staying on top. Hit a ding ding, better watch yourself. It's TMC and Cowboy Phil. Lay pot guys, yeah, they the real deal. It's TMC and Cowboy Phil. 2 times a week, you can't compete. They body slam you down, now you taste the beat. The champions, they legendary, nobody like them. Coming for the belt, yeah, they coming for the title. Hey, it's all about the boom. TMC, baby. TMC, yeah. It's all about the boom. Cowboy Phil, baby. Let's go. Phil, baby. Hey, 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 yeah, let's go.
What is going on, guys? Happy Wednesday. The Pod Gods are back. Cowboy Phil. It's been a minute.
Oh, I must have been seen on some wanted posters because I haven't been around for a while. But what up, y'all? Sorry. Rutgers, Canada, man. Final week of student teaching is this week. Final week of classes. I have secured my valedictorianship over the last couple of weeks. So as soon as May 15th hits, boom, done forever for grad school. And that means that the cowboy turns into the artist. The artist formerly known as Phil McNulty.
Were your ears burning last night, Phil?
They were not. I was for the last couple nights. I've been in class till 9:30 at night.
Wow. So last night was the last night of the Blackout campaign, and I was streaming over here, and I had a special guest, one of the best friends, Sean Aaron, and he was talking some smack. He
talking smack on me?
Yeah. He doubts that you're going to draw PCO Perfect Creation 1.
And I doubt his friendship. No, but in all seriousness, no. I have what they call the EdTPA, which is basically a $300 test that I had to pay for. It's a monster. I'm still in the middle of finishing it. I also had a portfolio website I had to put on this week. I've had 11 10-page papers I had to write over the last 2 weeks. So I am living on caffeine and gummy candies the last couple weeks because it has been brutal. So I am just glad.
Special gummy candies?
No. I'm talking like trolley Peachos and Haribo. Haribo sour gummies. Looking for that sponsorship.
Yeah, so I can't wait for you to be done school. Phil, I feel like we keep saying it. Almost done. We've been saying it for like 6 months, I feel like.
Listen. So when I got into this program, they said, oh man, your final semester is going to be so easy. And it wasn't.
Yeah.
And for the past 3 years, I've been valedictorian basically in name. It wasn't official. And in this last class, my professor kept giving me 87s, and it was ruining on my final semester. So for the past couple of weeks, I basically was redoing assignments and right on top of writing my papers, just so I can secure my valedictorianship, because I've never been the valedictorian of anything in my life. So I was not going to lose it over the last 2 weeks. So Lapatis, I apologize for my absence, but your boy is coming back. He will be the artist of PCO Perfect Creation 1. Don't you forget it. I've already have some thumbnails for the covers sketched out. Cannot wait for to officially get the script from Mark, who's already has pages ready to send me. I just have not been ready to receive them because of how freaking busy my school is. But this is my final week of student teaching. Classes wrap up next week. So I am so glad to, you know what? I'm going to change it right now. I'm going to be change it right now for you, Sean Aaron. I'm now going to be the artist formerly known as Cowboy Phil.
Wow. You heard it here first. So you're going to be valedictorian. This might require a gimmick change for the CGWF, maybe a little cap and gown action.
I think the valedictorian, you know what? I came in with the rough ride, but I'm still looking for my first victory. I'm not talking about a moral victory of a count out.
Right.
I'm talking about in ring 1, 2, 3. I had to get my masters, so I am now the master, Phil McNulty.
So what a perfect segue, Phil. I don't know if you know this, but the CGWF is coming back.
I may have not been on podcasts, but my ear's been to the wall, and of course, I've heard it's coming back, and of course, the pod god's got to return.
Yeah, someone got an upgrade. The powers that be have seen that the moral compass has been working out. I'm not Mark Poulton anymore. I'm Mark Swolson. I got to give credit to 6 a.m. for that one, as much as it kills me. But he came up with the new nickname. And you know what? Here's a new trailer, Phil. Sit back and enjoy this.
Let's do it.
How about that, Cowboy Phil?
I'm so excited.
Let's.
I'm so excited.
We just have to go back and look at your boy. Where is he? There he is. Look how jacked I am.
The swollen of SWAT.
I'm not a technician anymore. I'm a powerhouse, Phil.
I still like how you're like a full foot taller than I am when we're literally the same height.
My little buddy Cowboy Phil.
No, there ain't nothing little about the Cowboy, especially in the holster, if you know what I'm saying. Even you know, the Don Pablos knows that.
Man, it's like looking in a mirror. I've been working out every day, and like 6 a.m. just captured it. Whew.
Man,
I look good. My trading card, which is coming out with the black owl, is already outdated, Phil.
You know, this is inspiring me. Even if I got to work out just to get a swole form, it's like you've gone from like Charmander to Charizard real quick.
Yeah. I'm going to give Graham Nolan a run as the CGWF powerhouse, I think.
I do
Man.
like how the La Pod Gods are the featured tag team, and we don't even have
Yeah.
the belts yet.
We're like the Roddy Piper of tag teams. We don't need the belts to be the best. But man, I'm so excited for the CGWF. It's going to be awesome. CGWF Midsummer Slam 2022. It's going to be awesome.
I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm ready to cover some more matches again.
No more tournaments. No more tournaments.
That's a little too long.
Yeah, between fulfillment and doing play-by-play for the tournament, the moral compass was burnt out. He got a little lazy.
Yeah.
He had to hit the gym and rebuild himself.
Redesign, rebuild, reclaim.
Oh, look at this. It's one half of the paper champions, the Diaz brothers. Phil Diaz in the house. Phil, polish those belts up real nice for me, because Cowboy Phil and I are coming to take them.
This is the feud of Midsummer Slam 22. It's the Diaz Bros versus the La Pod Gods.
You know what? I think I'm in such phenomenal shape. Just call me Marky Two Belts, because I'm taking Kyle Ritter's world title too. And Phil, a little inside tip: new titles are being created. Maybe even some brand specific titles.
That's what I am talking about.
Phil Diaz, paper, yes. The Diaz brothers are paper champions. They've never defended the titles against the best team in the CGWF. We might not have the wins or losses, but we have the stature.
We have the storylines.
Yeah, we're featured players. Hall of Famers.
You know what they said about Chris Jericho early on? That he could afford to take the losses because he's that damn good. We could afford to take the losses because we were that damn good. But now, with the moral compass, Mark Poulton, and the artist formerly known as Cowboy Phil, the master of technician, the master of the technical valedictorian, Phil McNulty.
Phil, I've been working out every day. I haven't missed a workout in over 2 months.
You're looking good and a fresh cut.
Thank you. Hair's a little short. I asked for a trim. I got
You got the whole thing.
Yes. My bench press is up to 275 pounds, Phil. By the time the CGWF kicks off, it's going to be over 300. That means I could bench press both Diaz brothers at the same time. They're tall. They're a couple skyscrapers. Not much meat to the bone on the bone, if you know what I mean. No Sid Justice and Danny Spivey.
We look like Jericho on that on that thumbnail.
We look good.
Look good.
Hey,
I'm
Heart
all for it.
Foundation. I'm the powerhouse. You're the technician.
We got it.
Yep. You're Chad Gable. I'm Otis. Phil Diaz will be watching from box seats with his babe Nikita Lyons. Whoa, that's Leandro's woman you're talking about.
Hold on. Nikita Lyons is an unofficial member of the primetime whatever number we are.
Yeah, we weave her into every storyline.
Yeah, somehow we find a way to put Nikita Lyons in a storyline on the podcasts.
She's the biggest star on NXT 2.0 now.
No one can touch that star.
I think we made her.
Oh, she's gonna be ruined on the main roster soon enough, thanks to us.
Oh, we got Nicholas Gear here. What's up, Nicholas? We got General Piggy in the house. What's up?
What up, General?
All right. Before we get into wrestling, Phil, you know what we got to do here.
Gotta pay the bills.
Got to pay the bills. And that means we got to talk Black Al, which campaign ended last night, Phil. but we're still in demand. We're over $15,000. We unlocked all 3 of our stretch goals. But the book, Phil, I already started getting some proofs back from my my pre-press guy, Ryan. We're going to send this book off to, I think I'm going to send this book off to the printer before Indiegogo even sends me my money.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I want to get this out to people so fast. I want it to be the quickest fulfilled book of my career so far.
You know, when the moral compass sets what direction to go in, normally it hits 100% of the time.
Thank you. I'm the fulfillment king for a reason, Phil.
You got it.
Nicotronis in the house. He says, "You mean my girlfriend, Thicky the Dragon Creamboat?" Everyone loves Nikita Lyons.
Who doesn't love Nikita Lyons?
Oh my goodness!
If you have no clue who we're talking about,
just check the thumbnail for this stream.
Yeah.
This is going to be the top viewed episode ever, Phil, just based on the thumbnail.
You know it is.
Yeah. So, Black Al, book's fantastic. Classic superhero tale. We got an awesome cover by Shelby Robertson. You know what? I'm going to share something, Phil. I have some of the cover mock-ups from Ryan. Let's see if I can show them off. All right. Here we go. Here's Shelby's cover with the that awesome Black Al logo. Mine and Greg's names at the bottom.
That, I gotta say, I just started, one of my final lessons I'm teaching is typography.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that Black Al logo, I'm going to use tomorrow as an example of what my students should think of when designing their word, because that is gorgeous.
Yep, that's awesome. Yeah, it's one of the I know I'm biased, but one of the best logos I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'd wear that I'd rock that on a black shirt, just that white on there.
Yeah, that would be hot. All right, I'm going to share the back cover too. Ryan sent that over to me as well. Just give me a minute.
I expect Black Al 2 to be like U.S. Assassin Volume 2. Just
keep growing and growing. Absolutely.
You got it. It's got such a good look to it.
You know what we need for Volume 2? That piece you were working on.
I know. I'm sorry. I got so swamped.
It's all right. I understand.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the back cover. I love this back cover. This artwork was done by a local artist by the name of Heather Martin. Colored by Dexter Weeks. I just love it. I saw her on Instagram, and I reached out to her, and she did this up for us, and Dex colored it, and I think it's phenomenal.
Dex just absolutely throttled that piece. That is, because that art style is normally not seen in comic books, and he just absolutely made it look phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I saw her style, and I was like, I wanted something unique for Black Al, because I'm really proud of this book. I wanted something different, and this definitely fit the bill. I think it's fantastic. I want to commission her. Actually, Greg, the artist of Black Al, and I were talking. We want to have her do a jam cover with Greg, where Greg draws the Black Al and she draws the background.
That's awesome. That'd be great.
And you know, she does a lot of animals. I want to see if she can do Bazooka Dog.
That growl, it is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I expect, you know what? I expect this to be almost a Poulton, a haunted pizza sort of staple of having these cool graphic illustrations outside of what you normally see in a comic book. Gorgeous.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. So Yeah, definitely Blackout. It's going to go to print. Ryan, I think end of the week's going to have the proofs for me to look at, and if everything's good, I'm going to send it off to my printer. I'm using a new printer. I'm using my guy 3D Zach, who I was tipped off on that he does great work, and he's going to save me a lot of money too. So I'm excited about that.
Shout out to 3D Zach.
Yep, look him up on Twitter. He's a fellow comics gator, so I'm shopping in house. It's nice. All right, Phil, you ready to talk some pro wrestling?
Let's talk about professional wrestling. I have no clue what's going on this past week, but let's talk about it.
So we're going to talk Raw and NXT, but first, did you happen to see any of Rebellion?
Oh God!
It was a coming out party for someone. I don't know if you saw it.
Go ahead.
Donned a new look.
Go ahead, say it.
Steve Macklin.
Oh, my goodness.
We've been singing his praises for over a year, and finally, Impact pulls the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he's going to be Josh Alexander's first opponent.
Oh, I want that to happen only if Macklin wins. And I think that would be a much better statement than anything.
So he battled Chris Sabin and Jay White in a 3-way. Did you think Impact was going to have him go over?
I had no. I when watching it, I was like, all right, this is great, because you sent me the picture and I said, all right, I got to watch Rebellion. I just got to. And so I was writing my paper and I had it on, and this is why my papers take so long when Impact Wrestling's on, because I'm typing, I'm like, and then I'm looking over and I'm like, oh, that match was amazing. It was so good. Steve Macklin, he's a future world champion. I think we call Josh Alexander being a future world champion. It's either going to be him or Cardona as your next Impact champion.
Yeah. So if you guys didn't see it, Macklin came out with face paint, basically Punisher face paint. He looked badass. He did a spear into the corner that he missed, and he dove straight out of the ring. That was one of the craziest dives I've ever seen.
I was floored. I had to pick my jaw up off of my desk.
Yeah.
When seeing that, it was amazing.
So a clean victory over Chris Sabin and Jay White. Two of the best.
I thought for sure Jay White was going over.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Jay White's been very protected in the U.S.
Very, very protected.
Yeah. So, man, I'm so excited because we've been singing Macklin's praises ever since his vignettes started airing last year.
Remember we said it always takes them to leave WWE for us to really appreciate the talent. We thought Steve Macklin, okay. And then that first vignette, we were like, Steve Macklin, okay. And now he's been so good in the ring. His mic skills are awesome. He doesn't have to say anything either, but he can pull it off when he has the stick in his hand. It's so good.
You know, I have this U.S. Assassin universe where I incorporate pro wrestlers. I could see Steve Macklin being part of that universe.
All he had to do is put that face paint on, and it's gonna push books.
Yeah, no. I'm so excited they finally pulled the trigger. Something they didn't pull the trigger on that I'm a little disappointed, that tag team title gauntlet match. Come on, the best team in that company is Cardona and Myers. Put the belts on them.
This was an odd decision, especially over the last couple of weeks and even up to the week prior to this event, which we were able to see the taping of. Don't know if you see, but you can see us in there during those episodes, and especially during the Speedball Mike Bailey Trey Miguel match. But yeah, what are you doing? Unless you have to pull the trigger. Some company has to pull the trigger on a title collector gimmick. It hasn't been done since Kurt Angle back when the SmackDown days when he was winning all the titles.
Yeah.
But some company has to do it because they're teasing it and they're teasing it, and now we're just getting to the point where we're like, do we really want to see it? Whether it was Omega or Perazo or Mickey James at one point, we Cardona has the best shot to do it because he is legit independent champion almost everywhere else on the East Coast. You got to pull the trigger. You got to make him tag champion. You got to make him win the title.
Yeah. So I love the presentation of the major players, Cardona, Myers, and Chelsea Green, doing fantastic work, taking the power bomb through the table by Morrissey. It looks like they want to continue that storyline instead of having them in the tag team picture for now. But I'm hoping they get them in there. I mean, the word is the Good Brothers contract's expiring soon. They're going to need some big names in the tag division,
especially when the Good Brothers leave for AEW.
Yeah. Yep. So there was that. Ace Austin surprise, new X Division champion.
I have to tell you, I was so happy that he won. This poor kid has had the floor ripped, basically the rug pulled out from under him each time he's about to get a main event push. If he's not being the main event, he's got to be your X Division champ staple. He just has to. He's way too talented, way too charismatic to sit in the X Division before Trey Miguel was the champion.
Yeah, so I think the X Division, we were very critical of it for a long time, but I think with Ace Austin, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Trey Miguel, I think you got a good core right there.
Yeah, I think before it's weird. As soon as the Rascals left for 2/3 of the Rascals left for greener pastures, maybe, we all thought, oh, this X Division is going to hold up. And then they just fumbled it afterwards. And I think now this is, over the past couple weeks, this has been the build-up. Trey Miguel's been putting on some really good matches. Speedball's been such a surprise. When I first saw him, I said, who is this ham and egger? And now I can't believe that I'm actually a fan of his. Ace Austin is just the man. I would not, once his contract's down, I would expect him to probably be a 2.0 future champion.
Yeah, I could see it. So the last thing I want to talk about, Josh Alexander, your new Impact World Champion, won with a Styles Clash. The internet community went crazy. He said, wait till he busts out the spiral tap.
So there's been rumors that Moose's contract has been up for quite some time. They said that he re-signed it. Now there's people coming and saying, no, he's kind of been on just a work for work deal up until Rebellion. Do you think Moose is done with Impact?
I don't know. I see him being lost in the shuffle of AEW, and I don't know. I would be kind of scared to go to. Well, maybe not so much anymore. The way they handled Cody Rhodes, maybe they're starting to learn. Maybe I could see Moose going to WWE and being something.
I could. I wouldn't oppose to see him on SmackDown. Now, I mean, they need, now that there's one championship. It looks like they're consolidating all the belts. They're just going to be just back in the day. So it seems like champions are going to be able to float across brands, which we've been dying for since the initial draft split way back when Ric Flair and Stephanie McMahon were the GMs. Like, we've been waiting for something to get our interest back into WWE for quite some time. I think Moose going on SmackDown, going after a United States championship, I think a belt would be perfect for him to build him up. If I were Moose, I'd probably, see how Cody Rhodes has been handled, I'd probably roll the dice.
Yeah. So speaking of WWE, we're going to talk about Raw now. It was the 20-year celebration of Randy Orton. It starts off in the ring. Matt Riddle brings out Randy Orton. And, of course, we get a surprise. Well, we get almost 2/3 of a legacy reunion. Cody Rhodes comes out, and then Seth Rollins crashes it. And we end up getting a tag team main event set for later in the night where RK Bro teams up with Cody Rhodes and Ezekiel versus Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and the Usos.
Ezekiel's a fun gimmick.
I'm surprised how much I like it.
I am too.
And I'm surprised how much, like, Kevin Owens going from main eventing with Stone Cold to being paired up with Ezekiel. It's actually kind of fun.
I think, and I don't say this lightly because you know he's my boy, and you know I love Jericho.
Yeah.
He's my favorite wrestler of all time. The only one who I can compare to Chris Jericho is Kevin Owens. The way he can go from main eventing one night to going to a comedy to being a serious character to be a genuine character. The guy does it all. I am excited to see what the WWE has in store for him because since he re-signed that contract, I got to eat my words. I said they were going to ruin him. Since he re-signed that contract, I think he's probably one of the best booked superstars.
Yeah, no
Right.
doubt. I mean, he main evented WrestleMania against Stone Cold
Steve
Steve
Austin. You don't. I think I would sign a contract to WWE over anybody if that were it.
He's having the best year out of any wrestler right now.
You got it. He's early front runner for Wrestler of the Year for the little potties.
All right. First matchup is Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair defends against Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville abusing her power, making herself the number one contender. Bianca beats her several times. Sonya keeps restarting the match, saying, "No, you can't win by disqualification. You can't win by count out." Eventually, Bianca Belair wins by pinfall. They don't have anyone lined up for her, do they?
No, they don't. Not at all. This is what we're gonna get for a while. We're gonna get a lot of thrown out there. You know, they had the. We'll talk about it with Becky Lynch coming up. So I'll reserve what I had to say for that.
Next up, Veer Mahan in a squash match. He beats one of the Smothers brothers, I think. What are your thoughts on Veer?
He's, for the lack of a better comparison, he's just General Aziz, only taller. A little bit better shape.
I mean, he could be Grayson Waller's bodyguard.
Yeah, he's not. Anytime they do this, I don't think this gimmick has ever done anything. The giant gimmick has never worked for anybody outside of Braun Strowman. I think he's one of the few outside. First off, Andre the Giant is the only giant. But when I say the giant level characters, they've been trying it for decades. And only Braun Strowman is the guy who I felt really came in and punched and hit hard with it. I don't think Veer or the Great Khali or Omos, I don't think they last. They just don't.
I will say I do enjoy Veer beating up Dominic Mysterio.
That is fun.
All right, moving on. We have Bobby Lashley confronting MVP. They're going to have an arm wrestling match. Are you a fan of these arm wrestling matches in pro wrestling, Phil?
Only when Triple H is a part of them.
Yeah.
That's when they're hilarious. You know, I was watching, not to go off on a tangent, but I was watching I've been watching some of the WWE documentaries on Ruthless Aggression. Season 2 came out. Awesome. I binge watched that in like a day. And you don't realize how good Triple H really was.
Right.
And he made everything work. Even when you see some of the rough parts of Ruthless Aggression, it's always Triple H who was there to kind of fight through.
Leandro's in the house. What's up? Hail to the pod gods. Hail to the loyal cowboy. Acknowledge the PT6 tribal chief. Leandro, we'll be talking about your girl soon enough, so stay tuned. Everyone loves Nikita Lyons. So basically, they broke up a good act in Lashley and MVP to put MVP with Omos.
Yeah.
Well, I'll never get tired of saying this. They broke up. The Hurt Business way too soon. There was plenty of mileage in those guys.
Yep.
They should have had all the gold. They should have been to Raw what the Bloodline is to SmackDown.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect comparison.
Next up, we get a wedding, Phil. Oh, no, this is the aftermath of the wedding. We get a mixed tag team match. Dana Brooke and Reggie versus Tamina and Akira Tazawa with R-Truth as the referee. Tamina and Akira get the win. 24/7 title. Either put it on R-Truth or just get rid of it.
Right.
R-Truth was the only time that title was interesting at all.
You know, Mick Foley said it right when he said he first got the 24/7 belt and thought it was going to be the 24/7 hardcore championship. And he said as soon as they had him bring it out and it wasn't a hardcore title, he said that belt lost every bit of whatever, prestige it could hold.
Yeah. Leandro says, I agree with the Hurt business getting all the gold to have an epic Hurt versus Bloods. Yeah, that would have been amazing. That should have been your Survivor Series.
It's almost like we could be writing this stuff, or should be.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next up we get Becky Lynch. Man, Becky Lynch's new look. Didn't you say you were on board with this? I hate it.
I love it.
I hate it.
Where are you going to go? What does Becky Lynch have to offer besides this? To be honest?
I don't know. This is terrible.
I'm digging it. It's almost like she can't be herself because she's going to get cheered. People like big time Bex. People like Becky.
Why can't she be a babyface?
It's WWE.
All right, so she's confronted by Asuka. Asuka is back. It's about time. Asuka boops her on the nose.
This is what I've talked about. This is what I wanted to talk about earlier. I love Bianca Belair. I think she is great. But imagine this coming back. Asuka coming back when Becky Lynch had the title. Because the last time they were in the ring together, she gave the title to Asuka. This is where this feud is one of the feuds where you can say, oh, Asuka versus Becky Lynch, it doesn't need the title. But when the last time they were together, one of them handed the title to the other. This is where you need the title.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I'm happy to see Asuka back. It's been a long time. Next up, Finn Balor versus Damien Priest. Finn Balor, did you see the picture he posted on Instagram? Is he counting the days till he can leave?
Listen, the original Bullet Club is coming back. Yeah. Whether it be in New Japan or AEW, I know it's not happening in Impact unless they go over there, unless the Forbidden Door is open.
Right. But with the Good Brothers leaving, Jay White seems like he can go anywhere. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if you got like a super Bullet Club faction, an elite Bullet Club.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Undisputed Bullet Club.
Imagine. Here we go. Let's book it. Fantasy book it. Let's just have a whole bunch of Bullet Club. Let's have the elite, right? So let's have the Bucks and Omega. Let's have the OGs with Devitt, Prince Devitt, and the Good Brothers. Mm-hmm. And then let's have Jay White and then whoever he wants to pull out from his current incarnation. I think that would be a great triple threat of just who is the true Bullet Club.
Yeah, I'm all for it. All right, then we get Miz TV. He has the new United States champion, Theory. No longer Austin Theory, just Theory. Did you see John Cena confronted Austin Theory on Twitter?
I did not.
So Austin Theory apologized because he said he was going to replace John Cena as the greatest United States champion of all time. And John Cena said, never apologize. He said, but just don't let your mouth write checks that
can't cash.
Your promise can't. Yeah, something along those lines. Basically putting Austin Theory in his place, but he did it very diplomatically, as only John Cena could.
I think John Cena gets John Cena for whatever you want to say about John Cena. The wrestling industry misses John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
I miss John Cena. I think he's way beyond it, but I don't think he's like The Rock. I think he genuinely loves
Yeah,
wrestling and will always come back to it. I see this as putting the seeds, and I think
SummerSlam.
yeah, I honestly think he'll put Theory over too. I think Cena's at that point of his career, which is fun. I love John Cena. I'm just gonna
So
say
the
it.
the word is Vince McMahon sees Austin Theory as a young John Cena. He
Yeah,
sees that much potential in him. I see it.
I see it. I honestly
Yep.
do. Austin Theory has you kind of see that it factor. Even
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns has that it factor, but I don't think he has the personality that Austin Theory has that can take you beyond the wrestling world.
No, I agree. So Mustafa Ali returns. He comes out on Miz TV and confronts Austin Theory and the Miz. Austin Theory calls texts his good buddy Vince McMahon, and a match is set: Miz versus Mustafa Ali. Ali with the return victory over Miz.
From what I read on the dirt sheets, Ali was supposed to lose, but apparently Miz was just like, no, let him win. And that's a good call by Miz, especially with a
Yeah,
guy who's so unhappy. You're gonna bring him in just to lose. I think Miz scored major points with this wrestling fan.
good on Miz. All right, main event time, Phil. 8-man tag team match. We got Cody Rhodes, Ezekiel, and RK Bro versus the Usos, KO, and Seth Rollins. It's Randy Orton appreciation night. So, of course, the good guys win, and you get Cody, Ezekiel, and RK Bro standing tall at the end. Ezekiel, main eventer, Phil.
He's good on Ezekiel. I'm enjoying this gimmick a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah. So, when RK Bro and the Usos finally meet, Usos winning the gold,
Heck yeah. Heck
and
yeah.
then Randy Orton becoming Roman Reigns' top challenger.
You got it.
Yep. I think the main event's already been set for the June pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, and it's good.
Yeah.
It's gonna build. It's gonna build ultimately till next WrestleMania, I think, and it's gonna be Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. And I think Cody Rhodes gets the belt at WrestleMania, fulfilling the promise to his dad.
Mm-hmm. And then he returns to AEW and becomes a monster heel.
I honest, I honestly, I honestly don't think he'll go back to AEW.
No.
I think he didn't want to leave WWE in the first place. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, he
He
wanted
just
to
wanted to be a
leave.
top guy.
Right, right.
Yep.
It's not like he hated the company. He didn't like the fact that they didn't see him as a top guy. So he said, "I'll come back." He openly said he'll be back and he'll be seen as a top guy. He made promise on his word. I mean, it's the company his dad loved. It's the company his dad worked for.
Yeah. All right. Now it's time to talk a little NXT 2.0. We start this show off with a bang. We started off with Lash Legend versus Nikita Lyons. Phil, everyone loves Nikita Lyons. Well, I can't say it enough. Nikita Lyons with the 540 roundhouse kick for the victory.
She's fun.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just the whole character, like taking away from everything else we enjoy about Nikita Lyons. She is a blast to watch in the
Mm-hmm.
ring, and she's still green as goose shit, but she's getting better each week, and I appreciate that.
So this is one thing with NXT 2.0. They rush people to TV real quick
Mhm.
to see if they sink or swim. She's swimming.
Mhm.
They brought in Natty Neidhart to work with her because Natty attacks her after the bell, and yeah, this is cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited. There's a reason why Dolph Ziggler came down to work with Braun Breaker. There's a reason why Natty's going down to work with Nikita Lyons. The Raw talent needs veterans who are really good at what they do to
Mhm.
kind of get them sped up faster than the WWE wants them to be sped up.
Leandro says he agrees with the WrestleMania prediction. He's enjoying the unification buildup and believe it should happen for for historic reasons.
Yeah, I do too.
But this is the comment we want to see. Thick, 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 roar. Loving her. She's to me what Mandy is to Dale. Oh my goodness. Leandro just loves himself some Nikita lines, and I can't blame him. All right. I hate to move on, but we got my boy Roddy Strong just like tearing into Diamond Mind. Diamond Mind's going to turn on Roddy Strong and send him back into the main roster, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see Bivens getting pissed off at him.
I think this is just to ultimately get the Creed brothers and Bivens up.
Yeah.
Just freaking destroy Diamond Mine before it happens.
Roddy Strong, do you see a future for him on the main roster?
No, I don't see.
Yeah.
Honestly, Roddy Strong is 2.0. I don't see him. If he leaves, he's not going to Impact. Ring of Honor is the only place I can see him going, and I don't see him going further up than that. Maybe I don't even think the Undisputed era, Red Dragon, is going to be like, hey, Roddy, come on up with us, because he wasn't part of it to begin with. He was kind of thrown in there.
What if, hear me out, what if he's the latest member of Night Model Management?
Now we gotta. Now,
so we're not talking about SmackDown, but we gotta address this.
Yes,
L.A. Knight, possibly after Roman Reigns. No, it's not even. It's
not even close.
Yeah, after Roman Reigns, L.A. Knight is the best talker in the entire company.
Yes,
he's built like $1 million. He's got it all. They see him as a manager for Mace and for Mansoor.
I am gonna hold on for a while on this.
But you know what? I'm kind of liking it.
That's why. That's why. Because I'm liking it too. And I didn't think this, if this was the role that Adam Cole was supposed to be in, Adam Cole would have
failed.
He would have failed miserably.
Yeah.
This is made for LA Knight. This is possibly having his clients lose and him going in saying, let me show you how it's done itself. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens because he is so good in the ring. I'm here for it. I like face. I hope they make Mansoor.
Yeah. So when Roddy Piper first joined WWE, he was basically a manager for Mr. Wonderful and Dr. D. David Schultz. And eventually they realized how great he was. And he became a main event wrestler. I hope this happens with LA Knight. But I'm telling you, if I was Robert Stone, I would be pissed off because they basically just gave his gimmick to LA Knight, and LA Knight did it 1,000,000 times better.
Robert Stone was lucky to even be employed. I think he's just like saying, "Oh God, I hope they don't can me now."
Yeah, but honestly, I thought when I was fantasy booking LA Knight's move to the main roster, I saw him like paired up with a Robert Stone and portraying him as like a big Hollywood star.
Yeah. I think so.
This is kind of along the lines of that.
I think this is a good gimmick for. I keep trying to call him Eli Drake, but this is a great gimmick for LA Knight. This is exactly what he needs.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it actually debut on TV. Right now, I've just been watching the dark segments and loving it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, we got Mark Yoon in the chat. What's up, Mark? We're just talking a little pro wrestling. NXT 2.0. Next up, Tony D versus Von Wagner. Speak of Robert Stone, his new client, Von Wagner. Tony D, are they making him babyface?
From what I saw on that WrestleMania TakeOver show, yes, they are.
So he's got a couple of goons with him now that look like the worst. I don't know.
I'm not into it. This is not
Yeah.
a gimmick that works.
No.
It's not.
And
You can do honestly, you can do a model faction because that's been
yeah.
since the beefcake, right? Like, but
Yeah.
no.
So, Legado, Del Fantasma, they cause Tony D to lose the match to Von Wagner. Tony D, we've hated him from the beginning. This new faction he has is just terrible.
That's not gonna make us like him more.
No. The two guys that he has with him look like when you get the Spirit Halloween catalog, and they have two mafia guys, sexy mafia guys.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, terrible. Von Wagner has his stock dropped more than anyone since the birth of 2.0.
No, they really just wanted to get rid of
Kyle O'Reilly out of there.
Yes. I honestly
we had
think
those great bonding vignettes in the woods, and
yeah, because they really wanted to get rid of Kyle O'Reilly.
oh man. All right. Next up, we get Katana Chance and Caden Carter versus Valentina Feroz and Yulisa Leon. No surprise here. The Ravers, they win. Katana and Caden. Nothing much to this match.
The NXT women's division is just outside of Nikita Lyons is just
yeah. I do like Roxanne, formerly known as Roxy in Ring of Honor. She's a new addition to the group. All right, next up, Fallon Henley and Josh Briggs versus Legado del Fantasma. Where the heck did Fallon Henley come from? All of a sudden, the two redneck guys had a girl with them.
I don't know. I just it sort of almost feels, and this is what I honestly like about 2.0. It feels like a Saturday morning slam or a Sunday night heat where an SA Rios and Alita will pop up and you're just like, who?
Yeah.
Why is Alita's pretty cool. Alita's pretty good. That's how I feel with this NXT 2.0. That's not bad. You do need a Sunday night heat or a Saturday morning slam to introduce characters out of nowhere.
Yeah, the one thing I miss, Briggs' partner, Jensen, he's injured, so he's not part of this. I just miss him like drooling over Elektra Lopez.
Yes.
Leandro says, still listening, guys. My 2-year-old had an explosive bowel. My sympathies, Leandro. So Legado del Fantasma gets the victory. Next up, we get Solo Sakoa versus Trick Williams. Sakoa with the win. This is leading up to Sakoa versus Carmelo Hayes. Both of these guys, I guess they're gearing them up for a main event spot, I think. Especially Carmelo Hayes. I think eventually it's going to be Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Breaker.
Yeah, I mean, Breaker has nobody that has a shot to take that title off of him. Now that LA Knight, everyone who is on the main roster.
That being said, we're going to get into it. I think Braun Breaker has a fun little program right now because he's in with a character who can entertain people.
Yeah.
And we'll get to it. So we're talking about veterans coming back to NXT. We got the Viking Raiders returning to NXT, and they take on Edris and Nof and Malik Blade. Viking Raiders with the victory. They're heating them up because that's who Roddy Strong brought in to challenge the Creed brothers.
Do you think this ultimately goes up to the main roster? This match, or do you think just the Creed brothers go over and Viking Raiders stay down there?
I think Creed brothers go over, and stay on NXT,
Mhm.
NXT, and the Viking Raiders just disappear from our TV.
Okay. Is there the Viking Raiders are just waiting to be cut, right?
I would think so. All right, next up, Mandy Rose versus Roxanne Perez, formerly known as Roxy from Ring of Honor. They throw her. We were talking about the state of the women's division in NXT. Roxanne is so polished that they throw her right into the main event picture against Mandy. But they have a lot invested in Mandy. But this is a nice rub for her to just start off basically right in the main event.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this division a little bit early on. There's nobody there to really challenge. I mean, so if you're this is what makes me go think about it. They had Taya Valkyrie on their roster and they let her go. This would have been a perfect chance for her to step up or just have some new blood in there.
What's funny is it looks like Wendy Chu is going to be Mandy's, I think, next big challenge.
Yeah.
So, final segment, Joe Gacy comes out with his druids, and Rick Steiner confronts him. And the druids go after Rick. Braun Breaker comes out to save his dad. Braun Breaker gets beat down, and Joe Gacy ends up with the world title in his hands. Joe Gacy is a great character. He's a great speaker.
This is good. He's the only guy. We talked about the Macklin position.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what I don't want to happen to Macklin, but this is good for Gacy because we understand Macklin's talent is that of if he's going to be in the world title picture, he better win it. Whereas Gacy's in the part where this is going to be a good showing for him to eventually be champion.
Gacy's a guy I could see them moving to the main roster and being a manager or mouthpiece for a monster.
They may actually, him and Parker may actually end up swapping roles if they go to the main roster.
Yeah.
Just because if we think about it, this could be a new Lesnar-Heyman duo, but where the manager can actually wrestle. So I think if I'm Joe Gacy, just you're there and you're going to basically be a good character for Parker to learn from.
Let him be Dominic Dijak's manager.
Let's not even talk about
or make him part of the
Dijak
modeling
right
agent. Let Dijak be part of the modeling agency.
Yes. He could go back to being feast your eyes on this man. Yes. Feast your eyes takes a whole different meaning. He could come in with like suits, no shirt, like almost kind of Val Venus a little bit and feast your eyes.
We love this modeling gimmick.
It's such a good gimmick. If they can build a stable of good-looking wrestlers that win, I am all for it. This is what the Wingmen should have been.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then when you have like Retro Raw or whatever, or you bring Rick Martel in.
Oh my God. You know what? They could have LA Knight be wearing a ravishing Rick Rude type sort of robe when he comes in. It would be amazing.
Yeah. So that does it for NXT. I think a pretty enjoyable 2 days of Raw and NXT.
Honestly, I think Becky Lynch said something on an interview. She goes, "I think we're really stepping up our game after WrestleMania."
Yeah,
I think she's right. It was actually not. The past couple Monday Night Raws have actually been pretty good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, Cowboy Phil, before we wrap this up, anything else you'd like to talk about?
I'm contrary to what Sean Aaron says, I am the artist on PCO Perfect Creation 1. I am super stoked about it.
All right, you let me know when you're ready for some pages, and I will send you.
You got
some
it.
scripts.
I expect about 2 weeks.
All right, where can people find you at?
You can find me at Instagram and the Twitter at Animated Film.
Yep. And don't forget to visit Phil's Etsy store. The link is in the description. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Coney Waves. Blackout is in demand, but it won't be for long because I'm going to send the book off to the printer really soon, probably within a week. And I just want to turn this book around and get it to people so quick. One last thing. Online store exclusive. This is the Rivals retailer exclusive cover with Viking Wolf on it. I worked with Final Impact Comics to get this. So it's in my Etsy store, Mark Poulton Writing. Check it out. $25, limited to 250 copies. Rivals is now in development as a TV show. Phil, look at this artwork. It's beautiful.
I saw some of the pictures you posted on Twitter the other day, and I was just like, that is solid.
Yeah, this is an incredible fantasy comic. And when I saw it and they offered retailer exclusive covers, I hit them up and said, hey, I'm not a retailer, but I am a creator who has his own online store. Can I do a cover and put my character Viking Wolf on it? And they were all for it. So
sweet.
Hit me up. Check out Etsy, Mark Poulton Writing, $25. And they come signed by me. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. Phil's almost done school. We'll be back on a regular basis.
You know what? What is next? Hold on. What is next week? Next week is May 4th. Guess what?
What?
We're coming back. I will be here next Wednesday, May 4th. May the 4th be with us all.
Sounds good. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.